There's something inside all of us, an instinct, a longing to go home. But what is home? Is it the house you grew up in? Is it where you started your own family? Or is it more than that?
They tried to chase me, but they let me here. This feels like home. This feels like home. I've been searching for that something that nothing could ever replace, so I will roam until I can say this feels like home.
Home is a place where you feel safe. Safe to smile. Safe to laugh. Safe to challenge yourself to reach new heights, but safe to make mistakes along the way. Home is a place where we can make a difference, where the smallest thing we do can change someone's life forever. Our mission, our noble cause is mighty, but it's who we are, and we're proud of it.
This feels like home. I've been searching for that something that nothing could ever replace, so I will roam until I can say this feels like home.
Whoever said you can't go home again never saw a place like this. A place where a broken arrow somehow always points toward greatness. A place ready to welcome you back with open arms, no matter how long you've been gone.
This feels like home. This feels like home.
Home is a place that honors the past while knowing the future is here and it's brighter than ever before. No matter who you are or where you've been, you are part of our story. This is our place. This is your place. This is Broken Arrow, and this is home.
We live in a community that is thriving. It's always on a cliff. And the difference between thriving and surviving, in my view, is how we educate our children. We're only going to go as high as our children take us, and then their children.
The foundation has been a huge benefactor to us. We've been able to accomplish a lot of projects and a lot of resources that we wouldn't have been able to do.
The budget doesn't allow us to splurge. And so I feel like the foundation grants allow us to do some of those projects that would just never be within our reach.
Teachers can dream and think outside the box and do something other than what's been prescribed for a district instructional plan. This gives a chance for a teacher to do some things that are creative, that may cost a little bit more money than what's budgeted at a school site. Gives them a chance to go get supplies, some technology pieces to bring again into the classroom for kids.
At the end of the day, the biggest reward is handing those teachers the checks. And not just the fact that they get excited, but the buy-in that they have into those ideas. And it's not just the teachers, the students as well. I mean, one of the things that I find about our best and brightest teachers is their students are involved in these learning opportunities, and they have a vested interest in it as well, and they're excited.
When you see them walking down the hall, it's like you know, and you just have this, Mrs. Brown and I knew that they were supposed to come on Wednesday, so we were like, hey, you think they'll come? You think? So when we saw them walking down the hall, it was like, oh, yay, goody. We just got so excited.
We value engagement in Broken Arrow. We know that without the community support and the business community support within our schools, we will not ever reach the goals that we have for our kids. And that engagement piece is vital to not only our day-to-day operations, but I think it will impact the community for years to come when we see those kids matriculate from kindergarten up through walking across that stage, and we hope that they stay in Broken Arrow community for years to come.
I'm a product of Broken Arrow Public Schools, and quite frankly in my life I'm in the sales business, but first and foremost rule is you've got to serve the community that you sell to, and the reality is our community is only as strong as our education system.
My mom and dad both graduated here in 1950, my brother in 70, my sister in 75, and I did in 87. And it's just very important to me to be back in Broken Arrow again as a part of the school district. Not only is this a job or career for me, it's a passion. I take pride in wearing that BA logo on my shirt and wearing it across town and across the Tulsa community.
Their money directly impacts teachers and kids. And so I'm hugely passionate about encouraging people to donate, because it's not, they're not going to have to worry about going some random place. It's going to directly impact teachers and kids.
Our doors are open. Come see what we're doing within the school district. See all the mighty and great things that are happening with our kids, our teachers. Anytime people want to walk the halls and see our programs that are taking place, again from our elementary level to the high school level, come on. I think you will see a true return on your investment and be well pleased that your money went to a great, great cause.
Good evening, Broken Arrow, and welcome to a special graduation edition of The Pulse. I'm Tori Chin.
And I'm David Grant, and we've got 70 minutes worth of original ArrowVision content produced by our students and staff for your enjoyment.
It's been an amazing year here at Broken Arrow High School, and we are here tonight to celebrate the class of 2019 and bring you the best highlights and stories from the 2018-2019 school year.
From the pride of Broken Arrow representing the United States of America with another top 4 finish at the BOA Championships in Indianapolis, to BA Varsity Cheer winning a Game Day National Championship in Orlando, to our wrestlers bringing home every state championship possible, and of course, the football team bringing home the school's first gold ball. ArrowVision has been there to cover it all.
So tonight, before we graduate the class of 2019, we want to relive those memories and much more. First up on tonight's show, we want to take a look at several recent stories, including BA Leadership putting on a senior sock hop, and our very own Mrs. Jeannie Moore becoming the 3rd consecutive BAHS teacher to win District Teacher of the Year at this year's Star Awards Gala.
My reaction was that really my name? Is that really my name? And it was just, I couldn't believe it. I was so surprised, but so completely humbled and honored that it was really happening.
Well, I was totally shocked, and I wanted to really cry, but I was very honored and happy.
We've lived in Broken Arrow for 20 years, so my kids were raised here, kindergarten through graduation, so I was already vested in that process. I had taught years before and then stayed home, and so as a volunteer, and then I was a secretary at Liberty Elementary with my kids. So Broken Arrow is not just like me being a teacher at Broken Arrow High School. Broken Arrow is like this is my life. This is my family. This is where I've raised my kids. And for me, that makes it so much more impactful.
I'm so glad that Jeannie, who does work so hard day in and day out, not only as just an amazing instructor, but as an amazing role model for our kids, and I'm thrilled for her. It's a very well-deserved honor. We just couldn't be prouder to be the home now of a three-peat.
Leadership Academy, that's what we're a part of, and they asked us to do something just for our community. So we decided to do something for senior citizens so they can just have something to enjoy. So we did a senior citizen prom.
We just wanted to give them a night that they could feel special and a night that they could remember for the rest of their lives.
I like doing things like this.
Oh, I think it's great. I think they're wonderful.
It's going really great. Some people, they just really took it into their own, and they're dancing and having fun, great pictures. It's really fun.
I think everybody in there is really enjoying it, and they all feel very special, and there's just big, bright smiles everywhere, and couldn't make me feel any better.
I've had a wonderful time. Takes me back to my teenage years.
When I think of home, I think of a place. That's all I can say.
I think what's most exciting about this show is that the whole country on Thanksgiving night is going to see what we're about in Broken Arrow. I mean, our fine arts programs are second to none. A lot of people nationally know about the Pride just because of their success at Grand Nationals, but our show choir kids are amazing. Sitting in that room with Mr. Rosser while they were rehearsing and performing for Kristin, I mean, it brings goosebumps.
I think she's wonderful with students. She really appreciates what we do here at Broken Arrow. When she was a student here, it wasn't quite at the same level that it is now, so I think she's overwhelmed with how much growth there is and the talent level that's here with our students. So watching her experiencing that is pretty amazing.
We knew that we were having a rehearsal that day, and we knew it had something to do with Kristin Chenoweth, but we didn't actually know that she was going to be there. And so I remember whenever I saw her in the hallway, I was going to get a drink, and I saw her, and I just freaked out because I love Kristin Chenoweth.
We had to show up after lunch, and I went to go show up there, and she was in the hallway. So I just kind of walked past, she doesn't need to see me, and she's busy. And then I went and I ran back to the yearbook room, and I said, Kristin Chenoweth is in the hallway, right there. And everyone out of the yearbook room started running toward her, and I obviously was like, she's famous, she doesn't need a bunch of attention, and everyone's getting pictures, and now I'm really jealous because I didn't get a picture with her. Yeah, I get to be on TV on Thanksgiving, so that's amazing.
So by the time they came to me, they knew what was going on. They were super focused, came in, got ready for it, and I actually loved it. I told Kristin, please come back every day. They are really on fire today. So by the time they got to me, they already knew, and their focus was pretty intense.
I love it so much that she comes back because we definitely want to show her what we've become because of her. We want to make her proud to be from BA. So the fact that we're at an elite level, we loved being able to show her that so she could be proud of that and see what we're doing here.
her genuine emotion and heart is pretty cool, and the kids felt that, and to see her get moved was pretty cool.
God, it was awesome just to see the look on the girls' faces. They were, they were like starstruck. It was pretty cool. They're just that awe moment of, there's this celebrity walking through and she used to be one of them. And it was really neat, I think, for the girls because they all have, they're aspiring, they have dreams, things that they want to do, and it's kind of neat to see someone like that was in the same spot doing the same thing they're doing right now and, look at all she's accomplished. And so I know for them it was a really awesome experience.
Honestly, the day before, we didn't know very much at all. Like, we kept on getting group messages about what to wear and at what time, and it changed like 50 times. We just had no idea. We were like, okay, well, you're getting out of class. Well, you're going to do this and this. And I was like, wow. And then she's like, oh, there's also a celebrity coming. I was like, oh my gosh.
It was really surreal because I never had like huge cameras like everywhere, so everyone was like, whoo, like when they came and we were like, whoo, and then she like popped in.
It's different when you like actually meet a celebrity. It's like, whoa, okay, this is real. So she came in and it was like super exciting and we're all like super happy, and then her old coach came out and she started crying and then the coach was crying and we were all like, the waterworks are coming.
It was electric in the room. It was just so filled with anticipation. We couldn't wait. My classroom is filled with Kristin Chenoweth inspired kids, and so they are her people. So they couldn't wait. And when she came in, it was like magic.
It was great. Like, she remembered me. I was like, hi, I was in your boot camp before, and she was like, oh my gosh, and she hugged me, and I told her that her boot camp was one of the main reasons I'm more confident, and she's like, are you serious? She teared up and she said, you inspired me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and we hugged again.
You know what's neat about Kristin is this ABC show is about celebrities giving back to their hometowns, and we don't exactly know what the big give back is going to be from her yet, but Kristin gives back to Broken Arrow whether there's a show here or not. Just what a great opportunity for our kids, for our district, and our whole community.
It means that I earned it. I'm on JV cross country. I quit orchestra sophomore year. I've worked hard to be a B student, I don't see who else could have won it.
I bought a whole new outfit just for today. So, best dressed, I think so.
I've only not worn a suit to school once, and it was the worst thing ever. People asked if I was okay.
Okay, I think I won most musical because I've been playing guitar for 5 years and like to think I'm pretty good at it. I can also play the recorder.
Next up, we take a look at several stories that spotlight some of the amazing student leaders from the class of 2019, as well as the behind-the-scenes look at this year's annual BAHS Music and Arts Festival, Springfest.
We want to pause and say thanks to all of tonight's project graduation sponsors, including the Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation, Jim Norton Chevy, Broken Arrow Walmart, and the BAPS and Broken Arrow High School PTA. Now, back to the videos.
My favorite part of Spring Fest was being able to see everyone's artwork and everyone showcasing their talents.
My favorite thing about Spring Fest was probably just seeing all of my friends perform and everything, and I loved going upstairs and looking at all of the art. That was really cool.
My favorite thing about Spring Fest, from performing, it's been amazing getting to know the people and just getting there early in the morning and just hanging out, setting up everything, and it was just so much fun.
Performing at Spring Fest was surreal. Getting to see everyone perform was great. Just being a part of that and like getting to showcase my talent and also getting to perform with my best friend Annika. We were preparing for that and we got so much support from everyone. It was so much fun.
Performing at Spring Fest, it was so sad just to realize that it was my last year, but these past 3 years it's been amazing, and I look forward to it every year. Like, as soon as it was March, I was like, hey, Spring Fest auditions, let's do it.
It's important that the school has events like Spring Fest because it's a student-led event, and so that's where you can really see the creative control that students have over stuff like that.
My favorite act to watch is probably Alexis Johnson. She went up there and surprised everyone. I already knew that she was super talented, but she's got vocals. It's great.
Overall, Spring Fest was just really exciting. It was just a really cool thing to go to and see everyone and look at all of the arts and music and everything. It was just really exciting. As soon as I walked in, I just couldn't wait for it to start.
Peer tutoring works with the special needs program at our school, so basically every class is different, but some classes you'll go in and you'll work with them on like life skills, so you'll help them deliver mail, or we'll do task boxes with them, just simple things like that, or other classes you can help them with their math or anything like that. It's a lot of fun.
What I enjoy most about being a part of this program is just getting to see all the kids every day. You know, in the mornings we have a first hour, so you walk in and it's just like, hey, you know, they're like, hey girl, and they always talk to you, and to be there and be their friends and make their day is the best thing about it.
I'd say my favorite thing about being in peer tutoring would be like getting to see the kids grow every day and like just making relationships with them and seeing like throughout the year how much they progress and just getting to be there for them every day.
My favorite part about being a peer tutor is being with the kids. I love talking to them, I love hearing about their day and having that one-on-one time in that relationship with them.
For me, the most enjoyable aspect of being a peer tutor is really building a relationship with these kids. It's really amazing to see how they develop with you and make a fast relationship and connection with you.
We really need more peer tutors because there's so many kids, whether you think so or not, within this special needs group that if we have more students, that we will get to go around to every room and make a difference to every kid, not just be set to one classroom. We get to go around to several classrooms throughout the school and get to know everyone and make sure all the kids have a great experience with you as well.
If anyone is thinking about joining peer tutoring or even considering it, I think that they should. You're going to love it. You smile every day in class. The things that they tell you, you laugh and you have good conversations and you build great relationships with these kids. I definitely think that if you're thinking about it, that you should.
Innovative research was a class that was designed for students to find a problem in everyday life or a problem they feel like is an important issue in the community or the world, and to tackle it with an innovative solution. Maybe that could be an invention, a social experiment, whatever it is, but it's for people who hope to research in the future.
Other people should take this class if they want to kind of expand their knowledge on research. If they want to work with somebody like Ms. Pettis who's going to critique their research and continue to get the best out of their research, and they're just going to be able to grow in that skill.
This class has helped me be a better student because I have to stay on my work, and so researching like desalination, having my own project, it's just me. It's helped me research, it's helped me find new problems and actually care on what I research.
On a daily basis, we will, obviously research, but that can include online research, that could include an interview with an expert, that can include coming up with
a different question, you know, or editing the research, working with the teacher to edit what you already have.
So we spend a lot of the semester trying to figure out what topic we want to do. We go through a lot of research every day to figure out what's today's problems and what we're interested in. Something our teacher tells us a lot is to research something you're passionate about, something that makes you really into what you're researching.
I look forward to coming to class just because of the general atmosphere there, and that I get to build knowledge on a certain topic, and that, you know, it's actually challenging, and I look forward to reaching new parts of that topic.
Last week, I won an honorable mention in a C-SPAN film documentary contest, which was a national contest. A lot of students entered. I think 5,000 students entered, and there was a little over like 2,600 films that entered the competition, and I was top 150. So we held a ceremony this morning, and there were a lot of people there. It was overwhelming, actually. I received a citation of merit from Dean Davis and TJ Marty. I received an award from Kevin Stitt, the governor, and from Kevin Hearn, which is a national representative, and also the C-SPAN award and $250. So I was excited.
This year the theme was, what does it mean to be American? And so I just gave that prompt to the students, and they had to go find those stories. And that's what they did. They all went out and found stories, and a lot of the documentaries were really good. Chloe's was just exceptional, and it placed nationally. And there was a lot of visibility on that, and that did well for her and opened a lot of doors and opportunities.
Anytime we have an Oklahoma student who excels like Chloe Dean, I want to be there. Because number one, being selfish, I want to recruit them and get them to the University of Oklahoma. But I want to celebrate students who achieve great things at such a young age, and in doing so, lift the entire state. You know, that's what it's about. She's an Oklahoman, and she was competing toe-to-toe with the other best students in the nation, and she was one of the finalists. And that is a tremendous thing.
Yeah, Chloe's unique because she has a mature old soul, and that lends well to having the maturity and the ability to go after a story and speak with adults about adult issues. And she's a wonderful student, and she's going to do whatever she wants to do as she graduates high school and beyond.
So I'm not exactly sure like where I'll go in the future, but I know that wherever it takes me, like I'm definitely going to be able to use film and use my like talents through that in shaping like a career for myself.
I think I won Best Smile because my mom really loves me, and she takes care of me, and she got me to get braces.
It feels amazing because obviously we're best friends, and now we're best friends forever. It's in the yearbook, so we can't go back.
Yeah, we
Can't
can't
go back.
not be friends now.
I don't know what it feels like to be voted best goofy. I really don't know what people are talking about. I mean, just don't know why.
In a crowded mass of faces, elbows, and shouts, deafening voices echo throughout the jam-packed swarm of students. It's an intense feeling. School spirit pumps through your veins. You feel it in your gut, in your head, in your fingers. A sea of faces, it can be hard to pick out one and learn their story. So we have brought it to you. Captured on a camera, printed and cropped, written and edited, this is your story, alive on paper. From leadership retreat to the homecoming dance, from a surprise visit from Kristin Chenoweth to our biggest wins in school history. From gym night to prom. This is you, Broken Arrow, coming together in ways you don't even realize. We ventured into the jungle this year, discovering new smiles, new stories, new features, secrets, and memories. And now, we share them with you. The girl that asked you to the Sadie Hawkins dance, the bow you took at the end of your performance, the person you screamed with at the football games. We hope to include every aspect of the jungle here, not only the obvious points, but the tiny details, the people cheering you on that you never get to see. Because here's the thing, the jungle is more than just a student section. The jungle is what you walk into every single morning with your backpack over your shoulder. This is Broken Arrow High School. This is your yearbook.
Welcome back. The last video you saw not only captured some of the best moments from this school year all in 2 minutes, but it also gave you an exclusive look at this year's amazing yearbook. Unfortunately, the yearbook sold out last week. However, tonight is going to be a lucky night for one BHS senior who didn't purchase a yearbook.
That's right, Tori. We are going to give away a yearbook tonight, and here's what you got to do to get it. All right, parents, if your class of 2019 graduate did not buy a yearbook, take out your phone, take a selfie proving you are here tonight, make sure you are following at BAHS Yearbook on Twitter, and tweet the picture saying why your senior deserves a free yearbook.
If you're not a Twitter person, you can also use Instagram and tag at Broken Arrow Yearbook in your picture. We will pick one lucky winner tomorrow and deliver the students their free yearbook on Thursday.
And just a reminder to parents who have other BAHS students or future Tigers, the best time of year to buy a yearbook is always the beginning of the year when the price is only $65. So be sure you are following the BAHS yearbook accounts as well as watching our weekly show GMBA and following BAHSPulse on Twitter and Instagram so you can be in the know here at BAHS.
Next up on the show, we have a behind-the-scenes look at the creation of the Broken Arrow Football State Championship rings, as well as our story on BA student athletes signing scholarships to play at the next level on National Signing Day 2019.
As soon as you win the state championship, you start getting calls and emails and brochures sent to you from all these ring companies. We'd already talked for a long time that the first one we got here at BA, it was going to be the biggest thing we could find. Right? It was going to be the biggest ring we could get. After we picked a company, after we got the prices in from 3 or 4 different companies and we picked a company, we went back and forth with their design team several times. One of the things we wanted to make sure we got on there was the 13-0 record. That's one of the things, obviously, besides the state championship, that we're most proud of. You know, we wanted to make this a celebration for the community, right, for our administration, for our school, right, and then to honor the kids. It's a big deal anytime you win a state championship in any sport, right, but, you know, being football, being the first one, you know, we want to blow it out of the water, and I think we did that. You know, I think we had, 500 people there.
Today's one of my favorite days of the year that we get to celebrate our student athletes along with their parents, their families, their close friends, their classmates, their principals, their teachers, their coaches. It's just really an athletic community celebration, and it really epitomizes what the Broken Arrow family is all about.
I went there on my recruiting trip, and as soon as I stepped on campus, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the academics there, and the teammates were so nice and supportive, and I got to watch them train at a practice.
There's no JUCO like it. I went on a couple JUCO visits, and it wasn't the same as NEO. And just the coaches I bonded with, and what they offered me was what I was looking for, and it's not too far from home. So I get another 1.5 or 2 years close to home, so that's a good thing. So it was good for my family, good choice.
I chose Independence because I feel like, that was the best situation for me to get to a Power 5 school, as soon as possible. And, the quickest way, the best way. And so, I picked that school because they're one of the hardest JUCO conferences in the nation. So I played a big part in it.
Being close to home is so big for me, and just the academics at Tulsa, not only the academic but the family feel of Tulsa and how it's one of the smallest D1 schools. I love that factor about it.
I just feel like most at home at TU, and I felt like it's kind of like its own little bubble, and it just makes me feel like really at home, and I'm in my hometown, and that feels really good.
When I went on the campus, it was beautiful, and I love the college town. Everybody in the town just love the people. And for me to get as much love as I did on the spring break, just imagine how it would be during football season.
They shut the whole town down just for the football games, and going to the football games is just crazy. They're just packed out, and everybody's there to support.
Mainly it was Gary Patterson and my coach Chad Glasgow. They really influenced me to go there. I think they're really good coaches, and they know what they're doing down there. And the school's in a very good area. It's a great place, and then I got family down there, so it just seemed like a good fit for me.
I just felt like the best opportunity was at Kansas, so yesterday I called Les Miles and told him. Me and Zach have always had a little competitive thing. He's my teammate in the wrestling room, so every day we're competing with each other, and it's going to be even more fun to be able to compete against him, just because I love beating Zach, and that's something that I'm going to get to be able to do here in a few, or maybe next year.
He called me last night. He finally figured it out. I didn't really know where he was going to go, but I think he found where he really wanted to go. I'm very excited to compete against him and in the same conference, and when we're about to play each other, call each other ahead, exchange jerseys at the game, something like that would be really cool.
Signing a scholarship, it provides an opportunity that for a lot of students they might not have otherwise. Some of these scholarships, $50,000 a year to go to a school, and then for 4 years, that's a lot of money going towards a student's education. And you talk about the life that a young man or a young woman is able to build as a result of that opportunity. That's another thing that makes today a special day. If you have a desire in your heart, if you have a goal for yourself and you're willing to persevere and you're willing to put in the work and have a purpose about it, really any of our student athletes, even if they weren't able to sign today, their dreams are still there and they're still able to accomplish what they want to do.
The Jim Norton Chevy family congratulates the Broken Arrow High School class of 2019. You did it! Your hard work and determination have paid off, so take pride in how far you've come. And the Jim Norton Chevy family reminds you that the choices you make will determine how far you can go. Remember, it's all up to you. The Jim Norton Chevy family and the entire Broken Arrow community are proud, and we wish you the best. Congrats, and go Tigers!
So apparently I won most likely to be Instagram famous, but I don't really know why, because I don't have that many followers, just like 31K, I don't know.
I think I won BA's #1 fan because I am crazy at the games. I lose my voice after every game, and I've even thrown up after yelling for so long. Really, it happened.
Winning most likely to fall asleep in class, I don't really know why. I've never fallen asleep in class before. But it's really been an honor. I feel good about this.
Next up on tonight's special graduation edition of The Pulse, we feature some of the best fine art videos we produced this year, including stories on Seussical the Musical, Empty Bowls, and Show Choir.
And just a reminder, you can find more student-produced stories like this anytime by subscribing to @BHSPulse on YouTube. Just click that little bell that gets notifications every time we drop a new video.
Oh, the things you can think. Oh, the things you can think if you're willing to try. Think invisible ink, or a gate with a stink, or a stare to the sky. If you open your mind, oh, the things you will find lining up to get loose. Oh, the things you can think when you think about safe.
In the
the past years, the musicals, they've been like Disney musicals and stuff that are like, they have like a light, airy feel, I guess, to it. But Seussical is much more like goofy and like abstract fun. It's just crazy weird, but crazy awesome at the same time.
My favorite part of the musical was the rehearsals. Getting to hang out with my friends at the rehearsals, that was really fun.
The fact that we just had so much fun doing it made rehearsals so much easier to come to, and so it never felt like work. Every day I looked forward to going to rehearsals.
The underclassmen and the seniors and everybody in between, we were all super close friends and we all really loved each other, especially by the end of it.
My favorite part of being in the musical was actually after we did the show and I could go out and all of the little kids wanted to come see me and say hi and take pictures.
It's even better when you go off stage into the lobby and you get to meet everybody and you know that your show was able to affect them in that positive way.
Something I learned by being a part of the musical is being able to work together in a group.
I've learned how to, come out of my shell, both by meeting new people and by going into the audience and squirting them with water and interviewing them.
Something I learned from being in Seussical is to really believe in myself and to believe in others.
It was a very fun experience being a part of the musical this year. It was such a different environment this year, which really made it a lot easier to get along with everyone.
It was really fun. I loved being able to make so many friends and get to play an amazing character. It was all a lot of fun because everyone's passionate about the same thing. We all get to work together.
Before we went on for our final performance, Mr. Smith and Miss Ellis encouraged us to take a moment and really appreciate it, realize that you're there on stage. And during the opening number, Oh, the Things You Can Think, I took a moment, so I just turned a little bit slower than I usually do, and I just saw everybody really in character, having so much fun, and it was just so inspiring to see that. As high schoolers, as middle schoolers, as elementary schoolers, I don't think I've ever seen, that much love and passion for something.
For the last 2 years, I was in the ensemble, and I didn't really get to appreciate how much work that all of the directors and all the cast puts in, but this year I really, really saw it.
A lot of people don't necessarily acknowledge the crew a lot, which is such a huge misstep. If anything, they're the most important part of the show. We don't have a show without our sound or light techs. So it's always those background parts that people don't necessarily see that are the most important and pivotal for the show to even go on at all.
The whole experience of being in the musical was overwhelmingly positive. I've done it for 3 years now, and it just keeps getting better and better every year.
Being in Seussical was incredible. It was everything and anything I could have ever hoped for.
So my favorite part, honestly, of my entire theater career has probably been seeing all of the little pieces of the musical come together to be this one amazing show. Seeing it all come together is truly magical.
Well, we are here at the 2019 Empty Bowls, and I am extra excited about tonight. We're doing it in the spring for the first time, and I think the weather is going to be great, and I think we're going to get a lot of people out. The idea is that everybody will come in and pay $10 for their ticket, and that ticket gets them two major things. It gets them the opportunity to choose any bowl they want. But once they choose the bowl they want, then we hole punch that ticket, and it's no longer good for a bowl, but it can get them a bowl of soup and a bowl of salad and a drink. And then there's just the fellowship of being together with other people that want to help stomp out hunger in Broken Arrow. Well, there is a lot of work that goes into something like this. We have students making ceramic bowls that have never made ceramic bowls before. So it also is such a good opportunity because some of them don't have the chance to actually give back to their community, and so this is a great chance for them to do that.
They're super excited. I mean, that they're telling you, oh, my mom and dad, we're going to be there, and just to see those kids when their parents see them, so their work, it's a lot of you see some excitement in them, and they love it. So super proud of their work.
My students actually enjoyed it a lot. They enjoyed the process of making the pottery so much that they wanted to make another one so that they could take it home.
It's always fun to see what the kids come up with. I'm always intrigued by their new designs and how much creativity they have, and just getting to see it come to life.
This year's Empty Bowls project, I think, was the most successful project we've had. So I think at this point we're probably up to around $7,700, which is so very exciting. But I think the thing that's more exciting to me is I really felt like it was just a community event. They had a wonderful time. They enjoyed the bowls. They enjoyed the food. They enjoyed the entertainment. It just was a wonderful, warm community event.
Sculpture class is a class where we dive into different types of sculpture, from clay to lost wax pewter to lost wax ring casting, ready-made put-togethers.
What I like about sculpture is that you get to have like hands-on with the things you're doing, and I think you have more control over what you're doing with your pieces.
It's different from painting and drawing. It's that 3D-ness of it that you're able to walk around it.
So we start out in sculpture making a skull. It has great positive and negative space, and then from there they go into a choice project. The process a student would go through just in general life, whether it's in art or not. So they start out with research or homework. They gather their pictures. They're getting the anatomy of it, seeing the bone structure, studying it. This is where a lot of the students kind of develop a love-hate relationship with their piece, because I have them, after they get their basic shape, go in and they mark out how the bones would lie on there, just so they're seeing the anatomy and how it ties in with the piece, so they can make it not only proportionately correct, but attach some motion to it, or how it would change if they changed positions with it. And so from there, they once they get their piece to a point where it's in the shape they like, it'll start to harden out, because once it hits a leather hard stage, they have to cut it in half, and then they gut it. They remove all the insides, because if we fired it as is, it would blow up in the kiln. But from hollowing it out, they score and slip it back together, and then they get to kind of go in and do the final details.
Mr. Gray is a really motivating teacher, and he gives you a lot of independence.
He's inspirational, motivational. He pushes the kids to do what he knows that they can do. And when he sees the potential in a student, he does what he can to put that potential out and into the world.
My favorite thing about show choir is that singing and dancing is such an expressive form of art. I feel like I can really be myself on stage, and it's just a great way to just show off and be who you are in front of a lot of people.
The effort that we put in is very extreme. We get here at 6:45 a.m. every morning. Up until the bell rings for first hour, we're dancing, we're moving.
Getting up that early and rehearsing all day was so worth it. Having all these people I know I look up to and look back on, all these memories, is worth the world.
I just learned that it's more than just being talented. And one thing that's been taught for us is that hard work beats it.
Something show choir has definitely taught me is to strive for perfection, because nothing's really picture perfect, but why even try if you're not going to try to be the best you can be?
Show choir has taught me how much it means to be a better role model for people, and I just want to be better for the lower classmen.
Mr. Rosh had a lot of talks with the seniors. He really wanted us to realize how special this group was. He told us to leave a legacy, something that years from now the group will still remember and will want to be like. They want to look back on 2019 show choir and be like, hey, I want to be that senior class.
I have the most fun at comps, because that's where I feel like I get the most, the closest to people, and performing for people it gives you a good rush that you just strive to be greater.
This year's group was really funny. A lot of jokesters, a lot of laughing this year instead of just always serious.
I'm definitely going to miss the friendships and the relationships that I've been able to form. It's the most tight-knit school program I've ever been in, and it's definitely a family.
We'll never have this group again, so it's something really special that we got to hold to each other.
People that are thinking about it, it's hard work, but you'll love it at the end. Just make sure you always have a positive mindset.
the payoff at the end makes it all worth it.
So I found out I'm the friendliest. I think it has to do with the fact that I'm a hug dealer.
I have a really tall frame, and so my shoulder is at the height of most people's heads, so it's easy for them to just be like onto my shoulder.
I feel like I got chosen to be the best dancer because I have a really good sprinkler. Like,
I think I won Einstein of our generation because my GPA is higher than most of you guys can count, so. Guys, I'm just kidding. I'm not that big of a jerk. I'm sorry.
Welcome back, guys. Well, it's almost time to celebrate the class of 2019, but we still have 3 videos highlighting some of the biggest stories of the year left to play.
State championships are nothing new to the Broken Arrow High School wrestling program, but this year was extra special. From winning dual state and team state to 3 individual state championships, including a school record tying 4th by Zach Marcaselli, it was an incredible season for the Tigers.
Speaking of incredible seasons, ArrowVision captured Broken Arrow winning their first ever 6A football state championship earlier this year. Our staff created this amazing highlight video of the Tigers' victory over Jinx with 10 different cameras all over the stadium. If you haven't seen this video before, there's a longer version on the @BAHSPulse YouTube channel.
Hey, I'm just gonna act surprised like everybody else. We did it! I know we could. Yeah, thank God we did it. I know we could. Hey, guess what? We did it. I'm feeling good. It's time to get it and feed the hood. Oh yeah, we did it. I knew we could. Nah, for real. We ball for real. Can't pause for real. Up so long, got folks thinking I'm tired for real.
Can't stop, won't stop. Where the bricks at? I give him that ditty bop. Like take that, take that, take that, take that. I'ma put in work. I'ma do that ASAP. Throw my faith in rap. But if they don't say that, huh? What I'ma turn down for? I feel like Shaq in 9-4. Breaking glass in that black boulder like Kobe and Toronto. 2 bucks high, raise the stakes. Risk it all, I take the hate. This the winning team. Get the Gatorade. My guy good, but he's not safe, no. They try to shut us down and it ain't gon' slide. Only thing I fear is God and he on my side. That's the confidence that God got me. That's why I really feel like you can't stop me. Ooh, that's all you got. Come on with it. That's all you got. You can't stop me. You don't got the power. Shut me down. That's not an option. I'm
celebrate. 28-20 the final.
Welcome to the jungle.
What a game. What a year. What a team.
We did it. I knew we could. Yeah, thank God we did it. I knew we could. Hey, guess what? We did it. I'm feeling good. It's time to get it and feed the hood. Oh yeah, we did it. I knew we could. Nah, for real.
The 2018-19 Broken Arrow Wrestling team had one of the best seasons in school history, which included a dual state championship, a regional championship, and a team state championship, as well as 3 individual state champions and 10 state medalists. Senior Zach Marcaselli also completed the impressive feat of winning 4 consecutive individual state titles.
You know, we started off the season, and every season starts off with a piece of paper, and we knew what was going to be our team.
And knowing what we return, and knowing how, you know, in wrestling, you've got to field a 14-man roster. You know, other sports, there's no other sport that has to put 14 out there. Then you got to put 14 out there, and they got to be at specific weight classes. So it looked like everything could, you know, fall into place. You know, really good for us. And so we were optimistic. We're always optimistic heading into a season, regardless. We've always had reasons to be optimistic, but as long as we could hold it all together and get them on the bus headed to the state tournament, we feel like our chances were pretty good.
My brother had a pretty good idea, mentioned earlier in the year that this could be the best wrestling team that he's ever had. I doubted that a little bit. Being on the opposite side of Broken Arrow for a lot of years, I saw some pretty good wrestling teams, but in the end, he had it planned out and predicted it, and it's a record-breaking team.
Honestly, I think it was just everyone buying in, and just the brotherhood, and just kids being coachable, and that's what separated us from any other team.
This year has really meant a lot to me because I got to do all this stuff with my best friends. Like they feel like my brothers to me. Got to do everything I've ever dreamed of, win a state title, win a team state title. So everything just kind of came together this year, and I'm just very thankful for everything that we have all accomplished together.
I think it's like a family thing. These guys that you're wrestling with, they're going through the same thing. You guys are both skipping meals. You're both wrestling 2 hours of practice and aching, and the more work you put in, the more you get. And I think that's why people like it. Because once you start working harder on practice and the mat, you'll start seeing improvements in your wrestling in the matches.
Wrestling, you know, it's just a constant grind, and then, you know, when all that pays off, you know, just by yourself, and you go through that bracket and you win a state championship, the feeling is just amazing.
The intensity of it, it's just so intense. Like, I don't know, you have to be focused, ready. Everything's got to be perfect. And then you go out on the mat, and there's like a ton of people watching just you on the mat versus someone else. There's no teammates around. It's just you.
Well, I think the seniors, like, when they came back from football, like Gavin and Noah, they really helped us come together as a team because they brought the excitement that they bring to the football field here.
I got put in the best wrestling program definitely around here. I feel like it's one of the best in the nation. Just to have coaches that really care about you and everything they do, good coaches, it's great.
Coaches are devoted into us. They put their time. They'll come up here when no one else is up here, just you, and they'll work with you in the room, outside the room, just whenever. They got their focus on you, and that's what makes it different.
Coaches are the best of the best, and it's just a good culture to be around, and you got to buy in or you're not going to make it in wrestling.
I mean, there's always people around you that you know, and the coaches being brothers, I mean, they know each other, so they all work together really well, and just helps our team get better, just because they know each other so well and they can bond together well.
Here it's a lot closer. It's more like a family aspect. And we like come and warn here like every day, but outside of the mat we're still cool and all. So. the brotherhood with it. Everybody in here knows how hard they're working, and you work hard. If you're in here, you work hard. That's the way it is, and that's how it's always been.
You know, we started out the season breaking every practice with one and done. Do it right the first time, you don't have to do it again. We knew with those kids that we had that we could take them to the state wrestling tournament on the first day and we could put it away. And that's something a 6A team's never done before. And there's a complete understanding for you to step on the mat with the big broken arrow on your chest and the BA on your back, and that it means you better compete. You better compete. You better conduct yourself in a manner that is going to make this place proud.
From our support, from our administrative support, from our parent support, from our involvement, from our facilities, from everything, I think when people hear Broken Arrow Wrestling, I would like for them to think that it's one of the best programs in the state of Oklahoma.
And finally, closing out tonight's show, we bring you an exclusive look at the Pride of Broken Arrow's 2018 season. ArrowVision interviewed Pride director Darren Davis and several seniors and traveled with the band to Indianapolis to capture all of the memories. Look for this brand new video on our YouTube channel tomorrow.
The Pride shows over the years have been very innovative and avant-garde, and this year it was time to mix that up a little bit. It was time to do something that was more reflective with the audience and accessible with a broad range of listeners.
This year more than ever, even after winning a national championship in 2015, that show was amazing, but this year more than ever I've had people, when I have my Letterman jacket come and congratulate me and say, we love the show. It touched me in a way that a marching band show never has.
So going out with this show, I thought it was a huge honor because like all of our past shows have been really cool, but going out with something that's really meaningful, like to the audience and veterans and ourselves, it's just really special, and it's a great way to end it, and it's really fun just to see where all of your hard work has led you to and kind of go out with a bang.
This show really symbolizes unity for me, especially in like today's climate. Everything is just so divided, and bringing everyone together is an incredible experience.
Having that show was an absolute honor to me. You know, it was amazing way to end my senior year. But the show meant a lot to me. I've had some family members, obviously, in the military, and just to honor them and all the other military people that have been in our country served. So it felt good.
Out of all my 4 years, this show was definitely the most emotional to everyone, and especially to me. It was, sometimes it's really difficult having to keep back the emotions.
Our band directors, our instructors at all levels, they have a role and a responsibility of what they contribute and bring to our organization, from Dr. Kelly Pence and Trey Lack, who head up our brass team, Mr. Morrison and Mr. Smith function through crafting the woodwind aspect of what we produce. Our percussion section is led by Mr. Adam Winkin, and then our color guard team is gifted designers, teachers, and many of those students, former students, have come back to be added onto our team with Norrin Davison, Sarah Rilio, Bree Shepard, and of course they're led by Wes Cartwright, is the foremost person in our color guard. So it's just an amazing team. The Pride wouldn't be any more successful than they are if they didn't have the support organization to help facilitate everything we do, from the functions team that feeds our kids, the chaperones, the operations team that gets us from one place to the next and loads and moves and builds props and equipment. Our fundraising team takes a village to do one thing, and their primary mission is to support kids and to support their children and the students of the Pride. Through our drum majors and our section leaders and our upperclassmen leadership, there becomes this expectation that the younger performers, they don't want to disappoint the experienced members, and that's part of our history and our heritage, that there's this obligation to never disappoint one another, and that buy-in, it makes it all about the group and not about the individual. So though we have leaders They're valued performers, and they're about leading through example more than through their vocal and outward leadership styles.
Being a senior, I am one of the section leaders, so I am in charge of the large group of girls in color guard, and it really feels almost like a motherly job, but I'm so proud of all the girls that I got to perform with. They all did incredible, and going to Indy with them was an amazing experience because they all got to experience performing in front of an audience that truly, genuinely cares about what they're doing.
This year as drum major, compared to last year's show and my responsibilities, it's been pretty much the same, but in some cases it's a little bit different, especially as a senior, being the example to all the younger kids in the band and having to show them what's right. What I'm going to miss the most is definitely just all the people, all the family and all the unity that we have and all the fun times.
We hope you've enjoyed this special graduation edition of The Pulse. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BAHSPulse for more student-produced digital media content. Thanks for reliving some of these amazing memories with us from what has been an incredible senior year for both of us and our class of 2019 friends.
Congrats to all of the seniors and their friends and family tonight from everyone at ArrowVision and The Pulse. And now, enjoy the sounds of the pride of Broken Arrow.
Good evening and welcome to the beautiful BOK Center. I'm Charlie Hanema, and on behalf of all of us at Broken Arrow Public Schools, welcome to tonight's graduation. Tonight is a very special occasion for our students and their families, one that we hope they'll cherish for the rest of their lives. This is a formal event as we celebrate close to 1,200 graduates. Each one of them is the most important person in the room to their families and friends. So please, do not blow horns or interfere in any way with the ability of others to hear students' names as they're called. Of course, there will be plenty of time to celebrate. There will be a time at the end for confetti, balloons, and all the noise you can make as the graduates toss their hats in the air. Thank you for doing your best to help us celebrate with dignity and with class. Once again, welcome. It is a great night to be a Tiger, and we're so glad you're here.
of Broken Arrow High School. On behalf of the Board of Education and the faculty of Broken Arrow High School, I'd like to welcome you to the 111th Annual Broken Arrow High School Commencement Ceremony. Please rise to welcome the graduates of the class of 2019. Please continue standing as our colors are presented by members of our Broken Arrow High School JROTC, and remain standing as our graduation band performs our national anthem. Please advance and present the colors. Thank you. Please be seated. Tonight, we wish to honor those of you who have served in our country's armed forces, are currently serving, or have enlisted and will soon be serving. As our choir performs, please stand when you hear your service branch's song. We salute you for your dedication and service. At this time, we will observe a tradition that has been a part of the commencements of our proud school since its early days. Bells play a large role in the life of most schools, signaling the beginning and the end of the school day. The ringing of a bell also notes an occasion of particular significance or importance. As we often do, therefore, we choose to reach into our past to resurrect those symbols and sounds which provided inspiration in the past, help to make us who we are today, and have assisted in bringing us to this evening. The old belle of historic Broken Arrow High School is with us this evening, and we call forth Bailey Vogt and Christopher Pollard of the class of 2019 to ring the bell for blessings and good fortune for our senior class. English poet John Donne once asked, "For whom doth the bell toll?" Tonight, seniors, the answer is clear. It tolls for thee. And now an old tradition and a new one. Our Broken Arrow High School choir, led by choral director Justin Rosser, will perform our school's alma mater, followed by the senior class song, A Million Dreams. Please rise for the singing of the alma mater. You may be seated afterwards.
As we look to tomorrow and we leave the past behind, the friendships and memories will stay within our minds for the times we shared together and the changes yet to come. Here's to you, Broken Arrow, our futures have begun. They can say we've lost our minds.
It is only fitting on this special evening that we pause for a moment in memory of those whose untimely passing prevented their physical presence with us tonight. They are senior class members Angel Adrian Flores, Keaton Graham Turnbow, Jameson West, and Paula Diane Zilm. At this time, please join me in a moment of silence as we remember. Thank you. Tonight I have the distinct pleasure of recognizing Dr. Janet Dunlop, Superintendent of Broken Arrow Public Schools. Dr. Dunlop has more than 25 years of experience in the field of education as a teacher, academic principal, college professor, and central office administrator. Before being named as superintendent at Broken Arrow Public Schools, Dr. Dunlop served as the Deputy Superintendent of Accountability and Assessment at the Oklahoma State Department of Education. Prior to that, she served as the Associate Superintendent of Instruction for Broken Arrow Schools. Among other accomplishments during her tenure in Broken Arrow, Dr. Dunlop has facilitated the district's literacy initiative and led the instructional team in successfully aligning curriculum for grades pre-K through 12. Additionally, Dr. Dunlop was named as the 2016 Oklahoma Assistant Superintendent of the Year by COSA and the Oklahoma Association of School Administrators. Please welcome Dr. Janet Dunlop to the platform. Dr. Dunlop.
Good evening. It is my honor to welcome you to the Broken Arrow High School graduation ceremony for the class of 2019. First, I would like to introduce our guests joining me on the platform this evening. Please stand as your name is called, and I ask that the audience please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Mr. Chuck Perry, Associate Superintendent. Ms. Carla Dias, Associate Superintendent. Mr. Steve Allen, Board of Education President. Mr. Steve Majors, Board of Education Vice President. Mr. Jerry Denton, Board of Education Clerk. Mr. John Cockrell, Board of Education Deputy Clerk. Ms. Brandy Roulette, Board of Education Member. Ms. Beth Gilbert, Freshman Academy Principal. Ms. Elizabeth Burns, Broken Arrow High School Principal. Mr. Larry Lewis, Senior Principal at Broken Arrow High School. Ms. Megan Bogroski, Senior Class President. Ms. Megan Morgan, Macy Morgan, I apologize Macy, Ms. Macy Morgan, Student Council President. Mr. Kwok Wen, representative of the Class of Distinction. Ms. Donna Grottle, State Teacher of the Year and National Teacher of the Year finalist. Ms. Jeannie Moore, 2019 District Teacher of the Year. Mr. Andy Summers, Broken Arrow High School Teacher of the Year. And Mr. Jack Pugh, Broken Arrow Academy Principal. And joining us on the floor this evening is Mr. Ben Stout, Chief Technology Officer, Ms. Michelle Bergwall, Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Lori Kearns, Chief Administrative Officer, and Ms. Natalie Enoff, Chief Financial Officer. Tonight is a very special graduation ceremony for me. You see, my oldest child, my son, is sitting amongst these graduates. My words of advice to you, graduates, tonight are those of a mom. Words to my son and each of you as you venture into adulthood and the rest of your life. Remember these words. Life is what you make it. This sounds cliche, but a truth resonates with this statement. In breaking down the idea of making a life, there are 3 points I want to make. In making a life, you greatly increase the chances that it will be full and rich if you do these 3 things. Make mistakes, make memories, and make your mark. When I say mistakes, I don't mean intentionally, but I do mean that in order to fully experience life and live it to the fullest of your potential, you will and should make mistakes. In a selfie-centered world, we're programmed to think life should always be photo-ready with filters to make everything perfect. I often tell my own children that if you're not making mistakes, then you're probably not learning anything new. You're staying in the safe zone. Garth Brooks describes this in one of his songs as standing outside the fire. The lyrics are, "Life is not tried, it's merely survived if you're standing outside the fire." So take some risks, be fearless, and be just bold enough to charge straight through the fire. The next step to living a great life is by making memories. In an Instagram world where we can click a photo and delete if it's not perfect, only to retake it over and over until it's social media worthy, I urge you to instead cherish the memories that are not perfect. These are the fabric of who you are, and this leads to a perfectly imperfect life. A few weeks ago, my daughter and I moved a king-size mattress from Broken Arrow to Grand Lake to put in a lake condo. We strapped it into the back of my father's pickup truck and took off, knowing that thunderstorms were in the forecast. We didn't even make it out of Broken Arrow when the winds picked up and hurled it out of the back of the truck into the middle of the creek turnpike. Thanks to a good Samaritan named Kevin, we were able to get the mattress back in the truck and drove slowly to my dad's to retie the mattress. This time, we made it to the Claremore Turnpike exit when the winds picked up even more, making it too dangerous to drive over 40 miles an hour. I handed my daughter my iPhone and I told her, "You need to navigate us from the Claremore exit to Ketchum using nothing but back roads." So we cranked up Garth Brooks and we made one of the best memories of my life. Driving country roads, singing and laughing for the 3 hours that it took us to get to Ketchum. It wasn't pretty, it was not, and it wasn't photoshopped, but it was real and an incredibly happy memory that I will cherish forever. So don't worry so much about the Instagram life. Run straight through the fire, remembering that every failed attempt, and cherish those memories that are made. Take note of how every experience, both good and bad, shapes you. From staying up all night to study for a test just to barely pull a C, to that very painful breakup that completely wrecks your heart, to later in life comforting a sick baby while covered in spit up and not remembering the last time you showered or changed clothes. Each of these make a fully lived life that is not Instagram ready, but it's real and rich and wonderful. Lastly, graduates, I urge you to make your mark. Using the Instagram reference again, Instagram is about fabricating perfection and not looking outward to what you can change for the better. Making your mark is instead searching for opportunities to help a neighbor, a friend, or a stranger. Making your mark is exactly what it says. It's creating evidence of your life and that it mattered. It's giving pieces of your heart in service that may affect entirely communities through projects such as clean and safe water supply or fighting hunger and disease, but it's also something that may affect only a single person, such as serving as a child mentor, helping an elderly neighbor manage living alone, or being a kind and loving mother, father, sister, or brother. The key is that you choose to serve others above yourself. So class of 19, again, life is what you make it. Go live life fully, making mistakes, making memories, and making your mark, knowing that you have everything inside you that matters. You are a BA Tiger, and you're forever a part of the BA family. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dunlop. At this time, it is my pleasure to welcome Senior Class President Megan Bogroski to the platform to address the senior class. Welcome, Ms. Bogroski.
Good evening, class of 2019, friends, family, and faculty. First, I want to thank God for everything He's done in my life, as well as my parents who have supported me every step of the way. And to my teachers, who I think we can all agree deserve way more recognition than they get. When I was first told I was going to be giving a speech, I was overwhelmed, to say the least. But then I started to look back on school, the place where so many of my favorite memories are. I remembered second grade and being scared out of my mind that my classmates would be able to recognize the distinctive sound of my light-up Skechers while we were playing heads-up 7-up in class. I remembered all the fun things we did in elementary school, like karaoke and jumping rope in gym class, and the not-so-fun things, like getting our ankles cut on our Razor scooters. We were also taught the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated, a lesson that we still use and apply to everyday life. Yes, our elementary school teachers taught us ABCs, numbers, and games, but they also taught us compassion, kindness, and manners. Then I remembered middle school, or the awkward years, that time where the smell of cheap hair dyes, Axe body spray, and preteens ran wild. These were the years when we got to test out a multitude of things, like Nike headbands and side ponytails, duck faces, mirror selfies, and so much more. Although these years were embarrassing, we began to figure out who we were and what we wanted to be. To me, middle school was important because it provided us with friends who saw us through that most awkward phase of life and helped us transition into high school. These friends helped us walk our new schedule when we didn't know where a single class was on the high school campus, and who reassured us that big seniors did not really shove little sophomores into campus trash cans. These were the friends who sat and voted countless times with us in order to help our school win most spirited high school in the nation, and who cheered with us in the rain while our Tigers won their football state championship. Yeah. Although things seem to have changed drastically from elementary school to this night, I challenge us all to live life as if we were our elementary school selves again. Let's keep desiring to learn and grow. Let's not worry about what others might think of us. And let's thank those who have gotten us to where we are today. Whether it be a family member, friend, or teacher, these were the ones who bandaged our wounds after yet another Razor scooter incident, and who cheered us on every step of the way until now. Class of 2019, in our adventures after high school, let's use the life skills and manners engraved in us until now, but let's keep our high school spirit in everything we do. Congratulations, class of 2019, we did it.
Thank you, Megan. Our next speaker this evening is Student Council President Macy Morgan, who has some thoughts to share with our graduating seniors. Welcome, Ms. Morgan.
Graduates, friends, and classmates, we spent 3 years on the high school campus being a BA Tiger. During that time, we started to discover ourselves, to think about where we would go and what our next steps would be. The questions we have are just common thoughts that any student contemplates, and it's all right if we don't know the answers yet. I do know this, however, in spite of us all having individual stories and different battles, we all have one place and memory to share, Broken Arrow High School. In it, we all have a place to belong to. Whether we've been in BA 12 years or just one, we get to call this place our home. No matter where we go, Broken Arrow High School will always be waiting to welcome us back. At the end of this year, some of our questions may be answered and some may not. We may be saying goodbye to our families and some friendships may turn into long-distance ones, but once again, BA will still be here. So for now, cherish this moment, the times we had sitting in class, going to sports games or choir concerts, or just hanging out with friends. Don't hesitate to reflect. We have been blessed with many amazing opportunities this school year. To our football players, don't forget that gold ball. Drama students, remember the Seussical. Leadership friends, keep building those relationships. And class of 2019, don't forget this moment. Don't forget the school that has shaped us into who we are. Being at Broken Arrow, we have been a part of something bigger than ourselves. We've had an opportunity to discover our why, our purpose, and to embrace it and see where it takes us. That's what Broken Arrow is all about, and that's what makes us a Broken Arrow Tiger. We can't turn back the clock. This is it. For now, we still have a chance to make a difference. We can visit our programs and teachers. We can take it all in one last time. High school's just a blink of an eye. Appreciate the last moments. Cherish this one right now. Here it is. We see the finish line. Mr. Summers told my 6-hour class this: once you see that finish line, you need to finish strong. You can't turn around now. But we all know every finish line is just the start of the next race. So, ready, set, go. Thank you.
Thank you, Macy. Academics are the central reason that all schools exist, and tonight we wish to honor our academic program. At this time, we would like to recognize all those who work with our students at Broken Arrow High School. Would the members of our Broken Arrow High School faculty please stand so that we can honor your hard work. Additionally, I would like to introduce those who work in leadership with our instructional team each day, assuring a robust academic program. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing until we can acknowledge you. Please hold your applause until all names are called. Dr. Kimberly Garrett, Director of High School Academics. Larry Lewis, Senior Grade Level Principal. Crystal Barber, Junior Grade Level Principal. Mickey Replogle, Sophomore Grade Level Principal. And Department Chairpersons, Doreen Christensen, Social Studies. Lisa Dixon, English. Tamitha Ogilvie, Business. Aaron Tubolino, Science. Jill Taylor, Mathematics. Jennifer Deal, Fine Arts. Sandra D., Level 1, Special Education. Melissa Fields, Level 2, Special Education. Monica Pryor, Level 3, Special Education. Rodney Arthur, Vocational. Tori Turner, World Languages. Mary Fowler, Physical Education. Tish McDonald, Counseling. Let's give these who have played such a significant role in our academic program this year a big round of applause. Reflective of the high academic standards of our school, The graduating class of 2019 has distinguished itself with the total dollar amount of college scholarships which they have accepted. At this time, it is my honor to announce their scholarship total, an impressive $8,275,336. Our class of distinction represents those students whose grade point averages place them in the top 3% of the senior class. Each year, a representative from that group addresses our graduates at commencement. Please join me then in welcoming to the platform Kwok Win, representing our 2019 class of distinction.
Good evening, everybody. Today's the day when we finally reap the reward of stuffing our brains to the brim with knowledge. Moms and dads, thank you for all that you have done and for tolerating our toddler, teenage, and our young adult selves. Brothers and sisters, thank you for tattling to mom and dad when we decided not to do our homework. In Broken Arrow High School, thank you for giving us a second home, a place to make friends who we'll remember for the rest of our lives, and a place to learn things that we'll never forget. However, I have a feeling that we have a lot more learning to do after today. Our time as Broken Arrow students may come to a close, but let's be real with ourselves. Learning never stops. In one way or another, we all learn. However, we all learn for different reasons. For some, it may be to escape the clutches of poverty. For others, it may be to make our parents proud. And for the select few among us, it's to get that victory royale. Personally, I'll claim all of the above to be my reasons. Although we each may have our differences, a commonality between us all is that we learn for the future. We learn for the future of ourselves and the future of the many who will follow us. We learn because we want the world to be better than itself at this point in time. We learn because we're sick and tired of the poverty, oppression, and abuse that unfortunate souls may suffer. Change starts with us, and we start by learning. Yet, learning is anything but a solo act. Had my teachers not put their efforts into me in the way that they did, I would not be speaking the language I am today. Because they encouraged me day after day to read the books in which I saw nothing but unbreakable code, I am able to read the speech that I wrote today. But what matters most to me, and what I believe matters most to everyone in the class of 2019, is that our teachers taught us that knowledge can change the world. Without that most important lesson, my life would lead me anywhere but to where I am, standing in front of you today. I hope that if you take anything away from this speech, it's that we will never cease to learn. Graduation is a huge checkpoint in our lives, but we are far from the end game. On that note, let me conclude my time here by saying something for the parents and for the students. For the parents, let me propose that your blood, sweat, tears, and constant nagging finally worked out. And as for the class of 2019, I suggest this. Seize this moment and let's get this bread.
Thank you, Kwok. Dr. Dunlop, members of the Board of Education, faculty, graduates, and honored guests. What a privilege it is to stand before you and to add my congratulations to those which you have already received this evening. And what an exciting evening it is, the culmination of 13 years of lessons and academic effort. But for a few moments tonight, I'd like for us to pause and think about what all that effort has really been about. There's not a student who has ever sat in a classroom who has not at one time or another found himself pondering one thought. When am I ever going to use this? Why are we studying this lesson? Every teacher has been asked that question at least once in his career as an educator, and we try to answer the best we can for our subjects. Some of those subjects seem more obvious than others. We learn to read so that we can access information, so that we can continue to inform ourselves throughout our lives. We study math not only to become numerically literate, but also to train our minds to think logically. We study history so that we can become informed about the lessons the past offers, and therefore not repeat the mistakes and dark decisions of past generations in our own present and future. But what is the larger meaning of the days we spend in school? Why are the years which brought you to tonight so important? Certainly, that time helped you begin to gain the knowledge and skills you will need in order to earn a living, to contribute to your own upkeep and that of society as a whole. But if that is all that you believe these years have been about, then I would challenge you to think again. We invest our time in learning so that our eyes and ears and minds are open to the larger meaning of the world around us, so that we are capable of understanding and thinking and feeling more deeply about everything we experience, so that we get the joke. We aren't left out of the conversation. We understand better the cultural or literary or historical references that we see in a movie or television program. We don't have to rely on others to explain everything to us. We become better able to reflect and think deeply for ourselves. Do you remember watching the old film, The Wizard of Oz, when you were a child? The beginning of that movie was shot in black and white, as were most of the films made in the 1930s when it was produced. But as the film progressed, and we saw Dorothy's Kansas home picked up by the twister and set down in a magical land, everything changed. When Dorothy opened the door of her house and stepped out into Oz, the world she saw was ablaze in dazzling color. That new, more colorful world was open to her, and the adventures she experienced there would transform her and her ability to understand herself and those around her. You see, that is what education does for each of us. It adds dimension and shape to our world. It opens the door of our understanding to all that is happening around us. It causes us to wonder if the things we now are able to see clearly have been there all along, or if they have just now appeared. These things have, of course, always surrounded us, but as we learn, the mysteries of the world around us are unlocked, and we see with fresh understanding. When are you ever going to use the things you have learned in school? You're using them already as you move through your lives with increased awareness. And as you continue to challenge yourselves to learn still more, the world around you will become even more colorful and textured, as your own knowledge and understanding grow ever deeper. Those of us who have been privileged to witness your lives thus far and work with you each day have faith that you will continue to learn and grow as you move on from us to meet your future and make it your own. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Broken Arrow High School, congratulations once again on reaching this important moment in your life. Thank you. And now, the part of our program on which I know you have all been waiting. Dr. Dunlop, members of the Board of Education, distinguished guests, faculty, family, and friends, as principal of Broken Arrow High School, it is my honor to present to you the graduating class of 2019. On behalf of our faculty and staff, I hereby certify that each senior before you this evening will be completing the requirements established for a high school diploma by the state of Oklahoma and the Broken Arrow Board of Education. We will, at this time, begin the presentation to our seniors with members of the high school faculty announcing names, and Dr. Dunlop, senior grade level principal Larry Lewis, members of the Board of Education and district officials presenting to our graduates. We ask that members of our audience help us with our ceremony by observing proper decorum during this time. We ask also that items or sounds which could be distracting be held until the end of the commencement ceremony. This will ensure that all students' names are heard as they cross the stage. If our junior marshals will move into place, we will begin the presentation of diplomas. Our first graduates this evening are our three student speakers: Megan Renee Begrosky, Macy Marie Morgan, Kwok Tai Nguyen.
If our junior marshals will begin to move your graduates into place, we'll continue the presentation of diplomas.
Roy Roberts.
Jada Christine Fleetwood.
Hunter Brown. Matthew Grossman. Jose Doss.
Nathaniel Edwards.
Taylor Wade Vernon. Michael Anthony Thomasone. Elijah Israel Shepard.
Kelsey Ballinger.
Sarah Marie Quinwans.
Tyler Oz Gentry.
Dakota Wayne Guthrow. Dominique Braden Thulin. Madison Nicole Larson.
Brandon Diaz.
Tyler Wayne Hammersley. Colby Philly. Tori Mayana Lucero.
Jace Curtis Norman.
Clinton Oliver Wood. Luis Fernando Abide. Mitchell Miles.
Kimberly Abbott.
Wesley Langham. Grant Davis Cornwell. Hanina Abul Hassoun.
Ethan Archery.
Elena Adams.
Cody Adams.
Bailey Vogt. Melashandi Lai. Cassidy Lake.
Kyler Adams.
Reagan Adams.
Sierra Aday.
Mia Lamberson. Kaylee Landry. Uzziah Atkins.
Kanaloa Aguilar.
Liam Larson. Javier Aguirre. Connor Latham.
Lola Akiradolu.
Christopher Pollard. Talia Akins. Morgan Lawless.
Elijah Alba.
Brock Larson. Cheyenne Albertson. Matthew Labar.
Stephen Alcorn.
Thomas LeBlanc. Bryson Allen. Benjamin Lee.
Chandler Allen.
Gillian Lefebvre. Logan Allen. Megan Lewis.
Malik Althouse.
Timothy Lanham. Savannah Amon.
Elise Amenta.
Jillian Lind.
Devin Anderson.
Haley Livingston.
Lilia Andrushenko.
Ryan Lofton.
Michael Angarola.
Osvaldo Lopez.
Dennis Engelov.
Francisco Lopez.
Asher Anthamata.
Kateri Lopez.
Luke Antlager.
Tazong Lore.
George Arena.
Hannah Lucas.
Kimberly Ariando.
Sean Lucas.
Ryan Arthur.
Alyssa Lynch.
Brittany Asbury.
Miguel McCowley.
Rachel Asbury.
Victoria Mackey.
Colton Ash.
Zachary Manashi.
Rachel Atherton.
Alexandria McHappy.
Trey Atkins.
Ethan Meyer.
Miles Atkinson.
Riley Malham.
Monica Donato.
Allison Maliga.
Lisa Avalos.
Mariah Axtell.
Sheriar Malik.
Kobe Ayers.
Brooklyn Mallory.
Bridget Baber.
Zachary Marcuselli.
Allison Babitsky.
Presley Maricini.
Felicity Bassinet.
Caleb Martin.
Liliana Baez.
Bryce Dwayne Martin.
Allie Renee Bailey.
Gracie Martin.
Ashlyn Bailey.
Nicholas Martin.
Zandera Bailey.
Peyton Martin.
Tristan Baker Riley.
Savannah Martin.
Corinna Balabanov.
Sidlali Martinez.
Anastasia Balch.
Tyler Martinez.
Casey Ballard.
Brooke Mason.
Michael Baloo.
Joshua Marvin.
Austin Bannister.
Kyle Mason.
Kaylee Barahona.
Desmond Masterson.
Marvin Barahona.
Darian Maston.
Gabriela Barbosa.
Luke Matthews.
Omar Barkat.
Saya Matsura.
Evan Barton.
Logan Matthews.
Ryan Barwig.
Diego Maturino.
Curry Basket.
Destiny May.
Jacob Bates.
JC Maynard. Dion Betsy.
Jenna McAfee.
Marquise Battle.
Kaylee McBride.
Ethan Bales.
Adrian McCarter.
Jordan Beaver.
Steve Allen McCarter.
Jared Bebo.
Ryan McCarthy.
Caleb McCaskill.
Sitlali Eunice Becerra.
Kendall McCasland.
Irvin Becerra.
Connor McCauley.
David Beller.
Tyson McKay.
Peyton Bell.
Dylan McCleary.
Cameron Beller.
Mason McCleary.
Joshua Bender.
Maxwell McLeod.
Hunter Benditz.
Jordan Ben.
Nicola McComas.
Jade Bennett.
Blake McConkey.
Michael Christopher Best.
Bailey McCoy.
Hannah Bu.
Dakota McCrossan.
Emily Bible.
Bailey McCauley.
Olivia Billingsley.
Sydney McEntee.
Jacob Bice.
Jamie McGregor.
Tyler Bishop.
Carissa McGuire.
Natalie Black.
Dylan McGuire.
Brandon Blackman.
William McHenry.
David Blair.
Zoe McKenzie.
Ethan Blakely.
Marcel McKinney.
Emily Blevins.
Tanisha McCoy.
Roxana Blish.
Sladen Mead.
Cortland Blocker.
Nathan Mears.
Armias Bogel.
Dilber Medina.
Daniel Bomer.
Skylar Medlock.
Frederick Nathan Bumpuku Jr.
Ashley Meeks.
Ethan Bonham.
Emma Melda.
Mason Booth.
Alexia Melendez.
Chandler Borza.
Riley Mellon.
Israel Bosch.
Caitlin McQueo.
Jace Bosch.
Dylan Murky.
Amaya Boudreau.
Abigail Messer.
Caleb Bowers.
Caitlin Meyer.
David Bowles.
Camila Meza.
Tristan Fox.
Alexis Meza.
Dakota Braybeck.
Andrew Miller.
Michaela Bradford.
Jenna Miller.
Madeleine Miller.
Tommy Brake.
Grace Miller.
Sloan Bradford.
Emma Mills.
Noemi Bravo.
Matthew Millman. Josh Brazelton.
Jacob Ming.
Jaden Brixey.
Kaylee Minnick. Donovan Brock.
Camden Miner.
Jacob Brock.
Maciel Miranda. Catherine Brooks.
Brendan Meisek.
Tyler Broughton.
Daniel Mitchell. Aaliyah Brown.
Kimberly Mitchell.
Jenna Brown.
Avery Mize. Megan Brown.
Jaden Mobley.
Alex Bruner.
Ashley Molina. Dalton Bryce.
Kylie Monk.
Kara Buchanan.
Tiana Montgomery. Keegan Buddha.
Eric Moody.
Bailey Burke.
John Moore. Sarah Burns.
Lance Moore.
Lane Burton.
Lori Moore. Jenna Burry.
Lorena Moore.
Delsa Bush.
Madison Moore. Katera Butter.
Alexandra Mora.
Allison Byrne.
Jonathan Mora. Josiah Kabang.
Juan Mora.
Dimitri Caldwell.
Yassiri Mora. Christian Callahan.
Emmanuel Morales.
Gerald Canless.
America Rojas. Kaylin Cantrell.
Oriana Morena.
Jacob Carden.
Maria Moreno Sanchez. Haley Carey.
Alyssa Morgan.
Joshua Morgan.
Ryan Cargill.
Jake Mooring.
Caleb Carter. Caleb Morris.
Laney Carner.
Essence Morrow.
Cole Carpenter. Braxton Mosman.
Constance Carter.
Michael Motley.
Grant Carter. Kayla Moore.
Sydney Carter.
Sunny Moa.
Drake Casey. Tyler Mallory.
Trevor Kirk Cash.
Michaela Morosco.
Abbeville Castanedo. Jennifer Mullings.
Sophia Castro.
Kyle Mullins.
Kerrigan Castro. Haley Murphy.
Addison Catlett.
Madison Murphy.
Aiden Catlin. Robert Murphy.
Johan Cervantes.
Madeline Murray.
Dorothy Cha. Madison Murray.
Patricia Cha.
Elizabeth Naughton.
Jackie Chang. Carson Neal.
Andres Chapa.
Ebony Nelson.
Cambry Chapman.
Kaylee Newcomer.
Katie Charlton.
Kaiser Newell.
Jordan Chastain.
Aaron Wynn.
Alexa Chavez.
Thomas Wen.
Kiana Chavez.
Trian Wen.
Lesbon Chavez.
Vivi Wen.
Megan Cherry.
Kaiden Nichols.
Quintevin Cherry.
Andrew Nicholson.
Cheyenne Chester.
Corey Nichols.
Elizabeth Childers.
Abigail Norwood.
Rachel Mareri Soreko.
Morgan Novisky.
Jacob Ciro.
Blazda Nunez.
Madison Clanton.
Irma Oaks.
Curtis Clardy.
Joey Orbert.
Emmeline Clark.
Kaylin Officer.
Kayla Clark.
Jacob Oliver.
Damian Clay.
Keaton Onley.
Ethan Klein.
Nimeni Ortez.
Ellen Klopp.
Norma Ortiz.
John Cheyenne Klum.
Caitlin Owens.
Emily Coates.
Morgan Owens.
Blake Code.
Chanel Page.
Caitlin Code.
Rudy Palma.
Eden Kaufman.
Jillian Palmer.
Caitlin Cole.
Matthew Paulini.
Yvette Collin.
Marcus Parker.
Colton Collier.
Dylan Parks.
Emily Collier.
Zoe Parr.
Abigail Collins.
Salil Patel.
Connor Colvin.
Chloe Patrick.
Isaiah Conway.
Alexa Patterson.
Amande Cooper.
Christopher Patuto.
Harmony Cooper.
Olivia Paul.
Morgan Coates.
Ian Payne.
Emily Corby.
Kaylee Pierce.
Stephen Corley.
Brandon Peck.
Ethan Cornett.
Ethan Peck.
Raleigh Sorrell.
Zetlali Peralta.
Noah Cortez.
Nicholas Perez.
Starlet Costa.
Trinity Perez.
Ashton Cotton.
Caitlin Perkins.
Chloe Counts.
Benjamin Perryman.
Gwyneth Cowan.
John Pescar.
Kamaya Monet Aiden Cowan.
Jessica Peterson.
Estrella Cox.
Mackenzie Penny.
Madison Cox.
Zach Fairs.
Garrett Ellis Krisman.
Ling Peng.
Hannah Chris.
Hannah Phoenix.
Lucia Kruba.
Alyssa Phillips.
Ruby Yvette Cruz.
Tyler Phillips.
Hayden Cunningham.
Mallory Pickens.
Michael Cunningham.
Madeline Pittman.
Courtney Curran.
Emerald Plattner.
Jacob Curtis.
Jacob Pogue.
Coleman Kurtzinger.
Nicholas Pullman.
Sierra Custer.
Mason Pope.
Ryan Dahl.
Lindsay Portel.
Emily Dancourt.
Cassidy Porter.
Javante Daniel.
Gavin Potter.
Audrey Daniels.
Brooklyn Price.
Caitlin Daniels.
Hannah Pumphrey.
Carter David.
Gentry Danae Pulliam.
Madison Davidson.
Josie Sophie Pisa.
Elizabeth Davies.
Allie Byron Proctor.
Alexandria Jordan Davis.
Dicey Putman.
DeAndre Davis.
Brooke Putnell.
Jeray Davis.
Newton Kwok.
Katie Davis.
Julia Koreshi.
Miles Davis.
Rommel Koreshi.
Nicholas Davis.
Emily Reagan.
Joel Day.
Gavin Ragsdale.
Joseph Day.
Dela Ramey.
Shelby Day.
Cassandra Eileen Ramirez.
Skylar Deal.
Isaac Ramirez.
Chloe Dean.
Danielle Rasmussen.
Zarek DeGarmo.
David Rasmussen.
Carmela Della Eslu.
Trinity Rayborn.
Jonathan Delgado.
Haley Reams.
Mackenzie Denham.
Grace Reddick.
Garen Denny.
Emily Reed.
Autumn Denny.
Jeremy Reese.
Chris DeShazer.
Michael Reese.
Rodrigo Diaz Flores.
Denise Resendez.
Alba Rosa Diaz.
Rehoboth Seliman Rashido.
Sawyer Dickinson.
Micah Reyes.
Garrick Dill.
Harley Reynolds.
Howe Den.
Jack Reynolds.
Imani Dishman.
Chloe Rhodes.
Avani Dixon.
Logan Richard.
Elizabeth Dixon.
Samuel Ricketts.
Skyanne Dixon.
Cameron Riggs. Logan Dolan.
Jesse Ritchell.
Abigail Domeyer.
Sebastian Rivera. Michael Dewey.
Kimberly Rivera.
Jonathan Dowd.
Paola Rivera. Ethan Dowdo.
Tate Robard.
Taylor Dozier.
Cameron Roberts. Lexus Drag.
Clarissa Robinson.
Colson Drake.
Kane Robinson. Elijah Driscoll.
Sydney G. Rochester.
Tristan Drury.
Dominic Rhoda. Evan Dubler.
Lorita Rodriguez.
Jared Dew.
Isaac Rogers. Olivia Duffy.
Caitlin Rogendorf.
Haley DeMont.
D'Amico Rowland. Ronald Dungan.
Emily Romer.
Bailey Dunlap.
Andrew Romero. James Dunlap.
Madison Root.
Stephen Dunnington.
Park Roper. Emmanuel Duran.
Alejandra Rojas Pena.
Daisy Duran.
Yatsiri Rosas. Ethan Dutton.
Brandon Roth.
Kyler Duvall.
Tyler Ross. Maya Eastman.
Hunter Royal.
Keely Edgett.
Caswell Ruleford. Braden Edmonds.
Katerina Rimacek.
Ryan Edmondson.
Clara Rupp. Hunter Edwards.
Alexis Ryan.
Tyson Edwards.
Leonard Sabio. Haley Eglinton.
Lucille Salas.
Kristen Ead.
Zachary Sams. Richard Ely.
Cameron Samuel.
Hunter England.
Fernanda Sanchez. Dana Innes.
Destiny Sanders.
Allison Esslinger Robertson.
Emily Sanders. Tyler Everding.
Jace Sanders.
Astrid Facundo.
Jonathan Sanders. Colton Fair.
Sarah Sanders.
Corey Bannon.
Elijah Sawyer. Madeline Farlow.
Sky Sanford.
Gunnar Farnham.
Savannah Sawyer.
Chevelle Shalik Feaster. Brittany Schaefer.
Callie Finsky.
Austin Shine.
Alexis Ferguson.
Blake Ferguson.
Tyler Shine. Liam Ferguson.
Kobe Scholinker.
Connor Ferlazzo.
Madison Schmidt. Kira Ferlazzo.
Koss Scheiberg.
Brent Barron.
Hope Schneider. Caleb Fields.
Ethan Schumacher.
Kelsey Nicole Schwab.
Sophia Fillart.
Hunter Scott.
Matthew Fitzgerald. Caleb Scott.
Sawyer Bixico.
Kiera Lynn Scott.
Brandon Flores. Markel Scott.
Vanessa Flores.
Allison Scruggs.
Lauren Nicole Floyd. Trenton Skolal.
Madison Elaine Fogelman.
Jack Seacat.
Caitlin Elise Folk. Darren Segrin.
Adriana Fonseca.
Mia Siegelstrom.
Madeline Fawcett. Skylar Seagraves.
Madison Grace Foster.
Tyler Siebert.
Megan Fox. Allison Seraphin.
Jessica Friosto.
Olivia Serra.
Kayla Fredenburn. Cash Sharp.
Kayla Freeman.
Kate Sharp.
Alexander Frick. Alexis Sharpton.
Andrew Frorip.
Danielle Shaw.
Tion Foltz. Caleb Shelton.
Clayton Fife.
Cole Sheneman.
Madeline Fife. Seth Shepard.
Walter Gagayeski.
Sebastian Shatters.
Anthony Galindo Riva. Peyton Shreve.
Riley Joe Galloway.
Emily Schultz.
Rebecca Garcia. Christina Sierra.
AG 19.
Luis Winfrente.
Zoe Gardner. Jacqueline Segala. Elisa Garlett.
Jared Schmidt.
Abby Garner.
Sydney Simmons. Kate Garner.
Mason Simmons.
Aaron Garrison.
David Simpson. Hannah Rose Garvey.
Carly Simpson Thompson.
Noah Garza.
Andrew Sisney. Xander Gaddis.
Corey Six.
Olivia Gaunt.
Noah Slate. Paul Jenton.
Alyssa Slaughter.
Kempton Peters.
Addison Smith. Kyra German.
Alexis Smith.
Hadley Geiger.
Anthony Smith. Jacob Giangecko.
Aubrey Smith.
Alexander Gilbert.
Cody Smith. Drake Gilbert.
Elizabeth Smith.
Tori Gilbert.
Catherine Smith. Gianna Giovanetti.
Keith Smith.
Autumn Gerard.
Nathan Smith. Miranda Gibbons.
Peyton Smith.
Stacy Gladney.
Savannah Smith. Daniel Glowacki.
Vyacheslav Smolko.
Marissa Glowacki.
Amanda Snelling. Joshua Gorick.
Courtney Snelling.
Eduardo Gomez.
Taylor Snelling. Bridget Gonzalez.
William Snodgrass.
Blake Gonzalez.
Juliet Snyder. Daniel Gonzalez.
Eric Soto.
Joanna Gonzalez.
Zayed Soto. Derek Goodwin.
Marjorie Souza.
Alyssa Gosnell.
Jason Spears. Carly Ryan Goss.
Zoe Spitz.
Maxwell Gocher.
Hannah Spoor. Haley Graves.
Harrison St. Clair.
Braden Grayson.
Andrew Stufford. Jordianne Green.
Blaine Stenberry.
Remington Green.
Grace Stanton. Brittany Griffin.
Jacob Staten.
Madison Nicole Griggs.
Jackson Stegall. Chesney Grimes.
Gordon Stevens.
Madeline Grimes.
Lucy Stevens.
Cooper Stevens.
Savannah Grover. Miranda Stevens.
Ann Guernsey.
Megan Stiles.
Jackson Gillette. Zoe Stormer.
Alder Gutierrez.
Tricky Stokes.
Chris Hasse. Noah Daniel Stout. Ryan Haynes.
Jonas Haybeck.
Alyssa Stone.
Cody Ray Hare. Blake Stovall.
Ethan Haldeman.
Summer Strickland.
Cole Hall. Tyler Stewie.
Hunter Daniel Hall.
Nathan Sullivan.
Michael Halsey. Bailey Summers.
Leah Hamilton.
Channing Sutterfield.
Sarah Hancock. Cole David Sutton.
Jaden Hand.
Isaiah Ward.
Sarah Elizabeth Hanlon. Phoenix Swords.
Brandon Paul Hennick.
Serenity Talbert.
Destiny Diane Hardaway.
Haley Talent.
Kinesis Harding.
Nathan Tanner.
Hannah Harjo.
Ethan Taylor.
Jaden Paul Harjo.
Tanner Taylor.
McKenna Harper.
McKenna Teague.
Bailey Harrell.
Jacob Temple.
Suzanne Harrell.
Colton Terrell.
Timothy Joseph Harrington.
Brooklyn Terrence Suggs.
Elijah Harris.
Angeli Teo.
Nicholas Harris.
Carson Toma.
Rick Harris.
Emily Thomas.
Angel Marie Hartley.
Marissa Thomas.
Gracie Olivia Ann Harvey.
Brett Thompson.
Emily Hathaway.
Micah Thompson.
Daniel Alexander Haydell.
Taven Tipton.
Marina Ann Haydell.
Kiana Lee Tolles.
Brianna Nicole Hayes.
Miley Tomita.
Ethan Ryan Haynes.
Jasmine Tolan.
Gabriel Nicholas John Haynes.
Alexis Tony.
Brianna Micah Hayes.
Trace Torix.
Bailey Hazelrig.
James Tramer Stuffer.
Austin Hebert.
Kelvin Tran.
Malachi Henderson.
Kevin Tran.
Seth Aaron Henderson.
Tuan Tran.
Allie Henry.
Peter Travis.
Sunshine Her.
Jamie Trevino Hernandez.
Polito Hernandez.
Harold Cardenas.
Sebastian Hernandez.
Giselle Truong.
Christopher Herrera.
Jaden Setsoris.
Connor Hersberg.
Brittany Tunnel.
Jacob Hersberger.
Elizabeth Tunnel.
Elizabeth Herzog.
Jordan Tupas.
Brooke Hess.
Delaney Kersey.
Molly Danielle Heddick.
Courtney Turner.
Evan Hewitt.
Dylan Turner. Mahala Turner.
Braxton Hill.
Ariana Turney.
Jordan Wayne Thomas Hill.
Maxim Udavenko.
Maddie Ashlyn Hill.
Haley Updine. Axel Valentine.
Tashayla Maritha Hill.
Julia
Kevin Hillard.
Joanna Vallejo.
Dylan Hensley.
Dana Vang.
Kirsten Hines.
Draven Vang.
Alyssa Hinkle.
Joshua Vang.
Trinity Hinkle.
Nancy Vang.
Brandon Hodge.
Evan Van Trees.
Maddie Hogan.
Kayla Vaughn.
Madeline Holloman.
Angela Trish Vasquez.
Alan Holland.
Sophie Vasquez.
Morgan Holman.
Antonio Velasquez.
Kaylee Holt.
John Vermillion.
Ethan Homburger.
Melissa Villa Pacheco.
Keenan Alexander Hood.
Jocelyn Vine.
Mark Hooper.
Sheridan Volavka.
Kara Hoover.
Hannah Vranasevich.
Peyton Hopkins.
Mai Voulet.
Landon Hopper.
Christina Vu.
Darius Horner.
Cobra Vu.
Zachary Wayne Hauk.
Jessica Vu.
Samantha Huff.
Pavu.
Savannah Houston.
Tuna Vu.
Ricky Howard.
Logan Wade.
Sarah Howard.
Rachel Wagner.
Hayden Hoyt.
Zachary Wagner.
Gabrielle Hua.
Robert Wainwright.
Nathan Tyler Hubbard.
Meadow Waleska.
Emily Hubert McGuire.
Ty Walker.
Kendall Gamero.
Haley Walker.
Carissa Hufford.
Michaela Wall.
Alyssa Hughes.
Zachary Walters.
Brenna Humphrey.
Madeline Waters.
Julia Huss.
Olivia Joy Watkins.
Noah Houston.
Colin Watson.
Braden Hutchins.
Dakota Watson.
Ethan Quinn.
Jeremiah Watson. Darian Wayland.
Ha Huynh.
Lincoln Ware.
Kylie Highslope.
Anne Marie Webley.
Polina Ignatinkova.
Amber Welch.
Mason Irwin.
Tara Wells.
Shay Ishmael.
Nolan Welsh.
Adelaide Jackson.
R.J. Wernemont.
Chandler Jackson.
Matthew Wesson.
Mariah Jackson.
Alexis West.
Zachary Jackson.
David West.
Ashley Jacobs.
Jaden West. Fernando James. Max West.
Chloe Jameson.
Trenton West. Garrett Jarvis. Brendan Westfall.
Kendall Jarvis.
Connor Lee White. Julian Jenkins. Connor S. White.
Trevor Jenkins.
Logan Whitsitt. Madison Jensen. Isabel Whitaker.
Olivia Jensen.
Brendan Wickman. Josiah Jimison. Sarah Wicks.
Evan Job.
Olivia Antoinette Wierchowski. Brooke Johnson. Thor Wayne Wilbeck.
Chloe Johnson.
Alex Wilburn. Deja Johnson. Reagan Wilkins.
Kyla Johnson.
Jacob Williams. Tegan Johnson. Gage Williams.
Zyland Johnson.
Caitlin Williams. Chase Jones. Mackenzie Williams.
Kaylee Johnson.
Sean Williams. Gabriel Jones. Trey Williamson.
Grant Jones.
Joshua Williard. Hannah Jones. Matthew Willis.
Jack Jones.
Bryson Willison. Kirsten Danae Jones. Dax Wilson.
Samantha Jones.
Emerald Wilson. Tatum Jones. Jessica Wilson.
Taylor Jones.
Malachi Wilson. Dejan Jr. Sean Alexander Wilson.
Allison Kane.
Taylor Winfrey. Matthew Kaiser. Phoebe Winger.
Matthew Kamal.
Logan Winnicky. Darius Winston. Virginia Caseman. Hannah Avery Wishard.
Connor Kelly.
Reese Whitcraft. Skylee Kelso. Jacob Whitty.
Alexis Kelty.
Mackenzie Wolf Bell. Sebastian Kemp. Chase Walters.
Catherine Kepford.
Jenica Wood. David Kerman Shahi. Joe Wood.
Joshua Ketchum.
Sierra Wood. Atif Khan. Lauren Woodall.
Jalen Kidd.
Ariana Wooden. Chandler Kilgore. Colton Woods.
Cameron Kime.
Dylan Woodstock. Faith Kincaid.
Miriam Worsham.
Emily Lynn King.
Maya Wright. Myron Kirk. McLean Wright.
Parker Kite.
Ashley Wyatt. Adam Klein. Kevin Zhong. Athena Klein. Megan Zhong.
Trevon Clyte.
Chastity Yang. Grace Knowlton. Maisie Yang.
Hayden Knox.
Viviana Yevra. Amnesty Koch. Emily Young.
Alexei Korolenko.
Paul Young. Annie Kramer. Yihan Yu.
Hannah Kunze.
Madeline Rain Ibanez. Edgar Reese. Brendan Zemaripa.
Jacob Nichols.
Zoe Zareki. Donovan Lopez. Nathan Zilmer. Jacob Zirkle. Rachel Ziriak.
Please be seated. Once we are finished with the turning of the tassels and the playing of Tiger Pep, seniors, you are dismissed to attend project graduation at Incredible Pizza. Remember, check-in begins promptly at 11 o'clock tonight, and no one will be admitted later than 12 o'clock midnight, so don't be late. And now, Ms. Bogroski, would you please return to the podium?
The Senior Executive Board has decreed that we will meet again in the city of Broken Arrow at a place to be announced in the year 2029. Class of 2019, please stand. Graduates of 2019, cheers!